So in Halo 2, there are ancient ruins underwater, but the game developers did not want players to explore this, so they made it off limits. But can we get to it anyways? Let's give it a shot? So these mysterious underwater ruins are located on the mission Regret in Halo 2. Now they are part of the game. On this mission, you take an underwater gondola, and outside of this gondola, you can very clearly see the ancient ruins of some structure. Now on this mission, there are 2 underwater sections with ruins, but in trying to find if there was actually a method that existed to get to this, I couldn't find anything. Really, the only thing I could find were General Heed videos, and in those, he just modded the game to explore a little bit easier. So, is there a way to get to this without modding? Well, luckily I had an idea. Now, although my goal was to get to the second underwater section and explore the much larger ruins, I have successfully gotten into the first section of underwater ruins that is significantly smaller. My thought for this was, if I could duplicate the method that I was able to get to the first underwater section, maybe I could use that method to get to this underwater city to explore it. This mission is just unnecessarily long because of this whole gondola sequence, but we're going to try to get to the underwater city at the second part of this. I realized, hey, I was playing through this mission and trying to see like, hey, could I beat this mission without using a gondola? And then I realized there was a second underwater city that I have never been to. And then I looked up videos, and what I found was everyone was like, yeah, I used a modding tool. Yeah, this isn't possible in the real game. I was like, what? Bull crap, because I got to the other underwater section just shoving a bunch of crates in the elevator. So I'm going to try that again. So the first step in this, it was one of the most simplistic first steps I've ever had in a video. All we had to do was play through the mission until the second underwater section. However, this mission is also one of the longest missions in the game. So even just playing through the mission for the setup time was going to be one of the longest setup times we had.
Mission failed.
Holy dude, that sounded so accurate.
Killtacular. Kilimanjaro. Killtrocity. Extermination.
Pretty good, dude. Your sick voice is pretty accurate.
Thanks, dude. It's just my normal voice.
Who's the guy that who voices
no one will get?
Steve Down syndrome? Or no, that's Master Chief.
What? Steve Down syndrome?
Looking it up now. Steve Downs
is the voice of Master Chief. I need a weapon. Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship? Saving John Pork. All right. So when the guy who voices the multiplayer thing dies, I get first dibs.
They would never let you on, dude.
I would never let me.
You're too offensive, man. You're my joke teller, man. People think
Jokes?
that I have you on because you're my brother and I have no one else. Yes, I have no one else that I can trust. But here's the thing. You can tell jokes that I can't say myself, and I can include them, but I didn't say them.
You let me in there, or?
I mean, there's a door on the other side if you'd like to come in.
It smells like Zyklon being there. I don't know if I want to go in.
So just as we got on the first gondola and we're finally progressing through the mission, I made a critical mistake that you can't do when you play Halo Master Chief Collection online co-op in campaign. I switched graphics, which then crashed the game. Please don't.
Is it because I killed that one guy? Come on. No.
Oh, it's because I tabbed, dude. Are you kidding me? This is so stupid.
I hate daylight saving. Whatever this is daylight saving time or the reverse or whatever. I hate it. I want the sun to rise at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it was just like you get used to it and then suddenly, oh yeah, it's black when you wake up. So after nearly 25 minutes, we were finally back to the original gondola ride and ready to ride this underwater sections to the underwater city.
Dad, where did we come from? Adam and Eve. Mom says we come from monkeys. That's just her side of the family. If the atheists are so smart, why did they all die?
Oh, got him.
But I'm alive in Christ. So how about that? Fuck!
So now that we had finally made it to the room before the second elevator that activates the second gondola ride, we now need to transport Covenant space crates to this elevator to then shove in them. And the reason that we're doing this is pretty simple. Once you get in the elevator with players, the door will automatically close behind you and you'll hit load points you can't avoid. These load points will then keep you in the gondola at all times. The plan, by putting these crates into the elevator, is to simulate a player being in there. Hypothetically, if we put enough crates into this elevator, We would then be able to activate it by walking in, and then because the crates are inside of it, the game will register that there are multiple players in the gondola, thus loading you outside of the gondola. Now, I think it only takes 2 crates technically, but we put 3 in this elevator just to make sure that we had enough things in this to trick the game into thinking a player is in there. This worked, but now I had to jump on top of the elevator and make sure that I was jumping on top of a ledge after it hit a loading point, or else I would hit a death plane and die instantly. And yep, I wasn't looking at the correct wall, so I jumped on a slanted ledge that you can't actually stand on. So I died with the crates in the elevator. And unfortunately, the first time I walked to this elevator, I didn't realize that you get a checkpoint just as you enter this room. So our previous checkpoint had no crates set up. They were actually in the previous hallway, and we had to transport them through 6 different doorways to get them into the elevator. Well, after another 10 minutes, we finally got this all set up, and it was time for redemption. Could this underwater city be explored without mods? Hey, wake up.
No.
Do something.
Googling something. What is that guy's name?
Yeah, I successfully made it.
I've died.
You have died?
I've died.
And by dying, you have
I'm
lived.
down. Dude. Wait a second.
Here we go. We made it.
Wait. I'm under the water. Please help me. Oh,
Hey.
fish are here in the old.
This is the secret city, and apparently that method did work. I just, I didn't really see anybody that actually did this.
I've never seen this.
I bet if I searched really hard, I could find someone that's done it. But I used the same method. People have been using the same method to get to the first part. I just never played to the end of missions. If you watch Willie Osso's video, you can probably tell that. But
can I shoot the fish?
Dude, can you jump into this circle? But yeah, you can explore this entire underwater facility. Okay, don't be flying on cam, man.
I'm not flying, dude. It's the water, dude. I'm swimming.
I'm swimming on cam. Can you shoot the
put that
fish?
in the video. No. So I go so every night. I usually put on a YouTube video, and then I set my timer on my TV to turn off. So I just listen to a YouTube video as I'm falling asleep. I opened up one night. My ex, her face. Not the crazy one, the last one, is on my YouTube as a selection option for profiles. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm racking my brain. Like, did she drive past my house and accidentally connect to my Wi-Fi or something? No, it's because we're in a Google family group together, which we used to share our calendars when we were dating. So just put her profile on my YouTube.
Wow, that seems like a major security issue.
So you have 15 people in your Google family thing. You're gonna put 15 profiles on my YouTube app? Are you stupid?
Last night I uploaded a YouTube short, and then I was like, oh, it wasn't doing very well. And then I woke up later,
as most of our videos do,
and puking my brains out. And I looked at the video and I was like, wait. It's private? Why is it private? And I was like, I couldn't have switched it to private because it already had 4,000 views, which means I uploaded it, went to sleep, and I couldn't have just changed it. Oh, this doorway's cool. Oh, is this an actual doorway? No, I can't really get over this. But dude, this is actually sick. I wonder, and most of the objects are solid. What was my story?
You set your video to private.
No, I didn't. And it was just private. And I was like, what the hell? Why is this private? I didn't set this because I couldn't have. I was sleeping.
I was going to send her a text message and be like, yo, you want to explain this? And I'm very glad I figured it out because that would have been weird. Also, you owe me $200. Is this
actually... most of these in the anniversary graphics are solid, weirdly. It seems more designed. Dude, okay, I'm going to try to get to the top of this pyramid right here.
not a pyramid, dude. It's a gondola.
Whatever, dude. It was secretly what I wanted to do. So that's the real reason I brought you to my...
Bring out the warthog. Let's go.
So there is a lot to this underwater city, and to get the best perspective, I wanted to get to the top of the tallest structure here. So my aim was to get to the top of this building by overcharging my plasma pistol so I could throw 2 grenades at one time on the cooldown. Now because my brother was with me, I had a natural spawn point in case I messed up. However, when I initially tried to do this, I launched to one of the structures near the outside of the map that I hadn't explored before, and I found that pretty much all of these structures, despite being in the Halo 2 Anniversary Graphics Edition, are mostly solid. In the original version of the game, there are a lot of structures here, but the water makes it so you can't really see them that well. The fact that most of these objects in this section are solid is in stark contrast to the majority of Halo 2 Anniversary, where most of the objects and textures that you see out of the map are false. They're skinned, but where you see them isn't where they exist. Perfect. Oh yeah, dude, this is sick. Oh shit. Dude, we might have to start asking some fans to come on because stuff that I want to do takes multiple players.
All I can say is let's give it a shot and other stupid shit. So you really want to go on your videos? Our fans are dumb, dude. And I don't care if they think they know that. I don't care if they know that. I said that.
Keemstar.
Fuck the fans.
This texturing is pretty much 1-to-1 for this. They did a pretty good job. Okay, gotta get to the top of the pyramid now. Ready for this? Not even close. Really not a good shot.
And it's hilarious.
Yeah, to a higher level, but... and I died. So like I said, the reason I wanted to get to the top of this tower is so that I could see this entire underwater structure from the highest point that's available. Now I do have one skull on for this that you kind of absolutely need, the streaking skull. When you throw grenades, you can get up to double over shields, which allows you to survive much more grenades at once. Now the problem with this underwater area is that there's not really a lot of flat surfaces, and the distance to actually get to the top of the tower doesn't seem to be adding up. A 1 grenade jump, well, you wouldn't even get halfway up the tower. 2 grenades, well, I was dying or flying in a different direction. But then I had an idea. Well, what if I went to the highest mountainside and then just threw a plasma grenade to see if I could land on the slanted surface towards the front of this? If I could, then I could probably just grenade jump up pretty easily.
The point of RuneScape is to not play the game.
Just stand right down there. I'm just gonna repeat attempts here. Yeah, it really is. It's really to play RuneScape as like minimally as possible while also being productive and doing things that are productive.
Well, it's crazy to me that we used to play the game and we didn't have a cell phone and we weren't browsing the internet. We were just playing the game. I just died. You killed me.
I had no idea. All right, go stand over there. I'm going to try to get to the top of this from here. So now that I was halfway up this structure, I killed my brother so that he would spawn on me and then instructed him to stand far enough away on the ramp so that when I threw a grenade to try to get up to the top, he wouldn't be affected by it and knocked off. Now I assumed a 1 plasma grenade jump would get me to the top, and I was correct. Yeah! Yes, I
First
did.
time, yeah. Yeah, you think you've seen everything and there's more stuff to see.
But now we can check out the entirety of this underwater ancient city without any obstructions.
You're not going to tell me what to do, dude. Don't.
What do you guys think this was? A giant dinosaur?
It's just crazy.
Did you go right through the bridge and shit?
Don't come down here. Do not come down here.
Why?
Because you can't go back up.
I just said, dude.
That's where something's made.
So while standing at the top of this tower, I realized that the water had a somewhat realistic effect. The further objects were away, the more they were blurred. So even getting to the top of this tower, you don't really have a clear picture of all these ruins, yet you can see all of them still. Now I went back down to the surface to head the other direction that the gondola came from. And guess what? There's even more ruins that keep extending on this section of the mission. In fact, this is one of the largest areas, I would say, in all of Halo 2. Just one that you're never really allowed to explore, technically. There is a big stone structure up here.
It has all the... They made the entire base, though. That's crazy. All right, other funny topics. Farts, shitting your pants.
Poopy fart, man. What the hell? I just fell into the map?
I love Poopy Fart Man.
Why did I just fall into the map? So while I'm sitting here doing further exploration, I want to challenge you. Do you think you have this skill to be in a Shilt Show video? If you do, please leave a comment below. I have been considering opening up videos to fans to include on some of them. Now these are videos that would take 3 to 4 active players moving, which is something that is not in my capabilities. So, if you think you have what it takes and you are a normal person that isn't extremely annoying, please let me know in the comments or join my Discord channel. From this point forward, I am going to set a list of people to contact when I need help with some specific tricks. Now, for my requirements, they aren't that extensive. You need to be an adult age. You need to have some availability from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you must have a connection that is consistent and won't lag us out. If you meet all of these requirements and you feel up to the challenge of committing multiple hours to completing a Halo trick, you might just be a fit. Okay, let's just disband both 343 and Bungie, all staff, bring back the original staff, and they can take over Halo, because at this point, I mean, Marathon looks garbage. I'm not even going to play it, to be honest.
I play the original Marathon. I don't get it.
Nothing is appealing about Marathon to me. And the whole art style is so bad. It's such a bad choice. It's like the girl in art class who would just like color cubes and shapes and black and white checkerboards. The Sonic.
It's always Freemasons with you.
It really is.
Sam drops an egg on the ground and he goes, "Those damn Freemasons. Freemasons made me piss my pants, dude. What the hell? Scratch your nuts and it hurts? It's Freemasons, dude." I'm way underwater, so we could sound pretty cool. Like, comment, subscribe, donate to me specifically. Put it in your note. It's for Alex only. Legally, he has to give it to me. So there. Make sure you specify it for me.